Are you ready, Canucks fans? As the trade deadline approaches, whispers are swirling around the potential addition of a veteran winger who could light up our lineup. With the Vancouver Canucks eyeing a key player from the New York Islanders, this could be the move that propels us into playoff contention. Who is it, and what impact could he bring? You won't want to miss this. If you're passionate about the Canucks, hit that subscribe button and give us a like to keep up with all the latest developments. As we dive into the latest buzz surrounding the Vancouver Canucks, it's clear that the team is actively exploring options ahead of the trade deadline. With just 23 days left to make moves, the Canucks are on the hunt for some much-needed assistance, particularly in the wake of JT Miller's trade to the New York Rangers. This is a critical time for the franchise, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Recently, reports have surfaced linking the Canucks to Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders. Now, Palmieri is a name that's been floating around, especially since he's in the last year of his contract and will hit unrestricted free agency on July 1st. The fourth period has revealed that Palmieri is on a list of players who could be moved before March 7th, and his no-trade clause is a significant factor to consider. He has a list of 16 teams that he can't be traded to, which gives him some control over his destiny in the league. The Canucks aren't alone in their interest. The Colorado Avalanche and Los Angeles Kings, two teams that are also gunning for a playoff spot, have been mentioned in connection with Palmieri as well. It's interesting to see how this competition could play out, as it might influence the Islanders' decision-making. If the Islanders find themselves out of playoff contention, moving Palmieri could be a wise choice for them to gather some draft capital and young assets. Now, let's talk about Palmieri's season so far. He's played 55 games, racking up 37 points with 16 goals and 21 assists. While his plus-minus isn't great at -6, he's still a player who can contribute offensively, and the Canucks could certainly use that kind of firepower. But here's where it gets tricky. The Islanders are right in the hunt for a playoff spot themselves, currently just 4 points shy of a wildcard position in the Eastern Conference. Their upcoming schedule is tough, with several games against playoff contenders, so how they perform could dictate Palmieri's fate. As a passionate Canucks fan, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety about these potential moves. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, acquiring a player like Palmieri could give the Canucks the boost they desperately need. He's a proven scorer and has playoff experience, which is invaluable in the postseason. On the other hand, we have to consider the implications of giving up draft picks or prospects, which could impact our future core. The pressure is on GM Patrick Allvin to make the right call here. If he decides to go after Palmieri, he must weigh the immediate benefits against the long-term vision for the team. And let's not forget about Brock Nelson, another Islander who might be on the trading block. Could Allvin be eyeing both players? That's a fascinating prospect, and it would certainly shake things up in Vancouver. There's no denying that the Canucks are at a crossroads. The decisions made in the coming weeks will echo for years to come. If they can pull off a deal for a player like Palmieri, it could reignite the team's playoff hopes and rally the fan base behind them. But if they give up too much, it could set them back in their quest for a sustainable future. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. This is a pivotal moment for our team, and your insights are invaluable. Let's keep this dialogue going. I'm genuinely curious about how you feel about these potential trades and what direction you think the Canucks should take. JT Miller is back with the New York Rangers, and as a Vancouver Canucks fan, I can't help but feel a wave of emotions. Miller was a key player for our team, and seeing him traded away to the Rangers on January 31st stings a bit. The Canucks sent him packing along with Philip Chytil, prospect Victor Mancini, and a 2025 first-round draft pick. Honestly, do you think this was the best decision? I'm torn. Miller's contributions on the ice cannot be understated. Since rejoining the Rangers, he has already racked up 2 goals and 2 assists in just 5 games. It's hard not to think about what we could have used him for during this stretch. His return to the Rangers has been met with open arms, and Miller himself acknowledged how fortunate he feels to be back. He mentioned the immense support he received from friends and family, and that just reminds me of the connection we had with him as fans. He said he feels crazy lucky everything worked out the way it did. But what about our side? The Canucks are in a complicated situation right now. Reports of tension between Miller and Elias Pettersson were confirmed by Canucks president Jim Rutherford, and it's tough to see a fan favorite leave under such circumstances. It makes you wonder if the Canucks could have mended fences, or if it was truly too far gone. Miller's departure leaves a gap, and while we did get a first-round draft pick, it's hard to shake the feeling that we lost a valuable asset. The first-round pick can be a potential game-changer, but it's all about how we utilize it. The key question is, are we in a rebuilding phase, or are we still trying to compete? I want to hear your thoughts on this. And speaking of competing, Miller's reunion with childhood friend Vincent Trocheck is heartwarming. Trocheck said it felt like a pipe dream 10 years in the making. It's great for them, but here we are, left to ponder our own situation. Will the Canucks be able to replace Miller's impact? Do we have the depth to withstand his absence? As a fan, I feel a mix of hope and frustration. Sure, we have young talents coming up, but the pressure is on management to make strategic moves that align with our long-term goals. The Canucks need to focus on building a cohesive unit, and it raises the stakes for our future. And let's not forget that Miller and Pettersson will meet again soon during the Four Nations face-off when Team USA goes up against Sweden. It's like the universe is reminding us of what we lost. Pettersson has a unique skill set that could have complemented Miller beautifully. I can't help but wonder how things would have turned out if they had worked out their differences. So, as we watch our former star shine in New York, it's time for us to reflect on what this means for the Canucks moving forward. Will we see a shift in team dynamics? How will this affect our standing in the league? Can we utilize that first-round draft pick to snag a future star? The potential is there, but we need to be strategic. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you optimistic about the Canucks' future, or do you feel like we've taken a step back? Your engagement matters, and we can learn from each other as fans navigating these turbulent waters. If you're as passionate about the Vancouver Canucks as I am and want to stay updated on all the latest news, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to get all the latest updates. Let's keep this conversation going, and together, we can dream big for our beloved Canucks.